What is good, my people? We are live back again on the forecast. And I know I've been gone for a little minute, but I came back. I'm trying to take care of some business, but I'm focused back on the mission now. You know what I'm saying? I got my brother Maurice Muhammad in the building and drop some knowledge on the people tonight. What's going on, my brother?
Oh, peace and blessings, big bro. It's definitely good to be back with you again.
Yeah, definitely, man. We had a lot of people having comments about the last show, but you always bring that powerful knowledge. I'm a fan of the way you speak, you know what I'm saying? So, I always try to bring you on as much as I can.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely like being here. It's like being at home.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to let the people know I am working on the next video, but I can't put them up on this channel. So you want to subscribe to the backup channel? It's in the description. The Forecast Radio 24, because the next video should be up tomorrow or no later than the day after that. So you want to be subscribed to make sure you catch it. But I don't want to be on here too late tonight. So why don't you go ahead and while the people coming in, like introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace and blessings, family. My name is Brother Maurice D. Muhammad. I am the leader of the B1 Initiative. And our main campaign that we're working on is taking over a city in Mississippi, because we understand that if we're going to be able to do the things that we need to do, we need our own land. We need to have cities. And so this city that we're going to take over in Mississippi, it's our first one. But once everything get up and set up, we'll make the announcement, and those who would like to come to be a part of building this new reality, you come on down to Mississippi with us, and we'll begin that work, the process of building a new reality. So this is something for us that we're looking forward to, because we understand the needs of our people, and we understand that in order to be justified, we got to be able to do for ourselves. So the B1 initiative, that's what we are all about, to be able to do for ourselves, so we don't have to ask the cracker for a goddamn thing. And I rest my mic on that part there, brother.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. We all we got, we got to start building our own, and then once we build our own, learn how to protect what we build, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Well, tonight, I want to talk about this complex that is what I see is going on, especially with all these protests that's been going on through 2020, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
that white savior complex that always seem to get, that's the way of controlling the narrative. And
Mm-hmm.
now you have all of these white people out here fighting under the slogan of Black Lives Matter, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really a shouting match between racist white people, on the surface, and internal racist people who, they're just arguing with each other, but whatever happens that Black Lives Matter do, they blame it on the black community.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, like, so what do you think about the Black Lives Matter movement, and do you think it is a white movement, or what do you think about it?
Well, when the Black Lives Matter movement first started, I have to give George Soros credit for that, because that was a very smart thing what he did, to tie in the phrase Black Lives Matter onto a homosexual led agenda, right? And so it makes you, as a black person, because one thing that the enemy understands is that the message has to be given, and it has to be communicated very clearly, right? But in order to sow chaos, and this is what the crackers do very, very good, they sow chaos. So they take a organization that they know damn well the majority of black people will not support, but they tie it to a phrase where they know all black people support the phrase. They support the phrase, but not the organization. So he linked those two together, and and throw it out there, and knew that in time we would understand that, whoa, this Black Lives Matter organization we not with, but yet it's tied to this tagline of Black Lives Matter. So that was a very smart thing the devil did. But of course, because it is a LGBTQ, all that foolishness type of organization, I don't support it. I don't support it at all. I I I want us to be able to grow beyond that tagline. So that's one reason why what we use B1, right? Because it can't be confused with any homosexual stuff out there. But the negative side on that is, because B1 is a very popular tagline, those that are outside of our organization don't live by the standards and the codes that we have imposed ourselves under the B1 initiative. Because in order to truly be able to save our people, we got to come into some type of order, right? We have to have a code that we live by. We have to have a code that we kill by. And too many of our people on the outside, that they're not, really ready for that type of discipline. But, as we always say, you better get ready. You better get ready, because if you're thinking that this war is not going to find you, it's going to find you. So you might as well be prepared when it comes, instead of being caught unprepared and then having to deal with that reality. So, we don't embrace the organization, and hopefully, if we can get enough momentum, we can really be able to make the delineation, and people will understand the principles and the process of B1.
Yeah, definitely, man. You make some good points. So, and you talk about being unprepared, and we don't really pay attention to the art of war and how they use subtle things and not so subtle things to keep us in a position that we're in. And one of those subtle things is throwing us off guard with these so-called white, oh, not white savior, but these organizations, right, that has painted in blackface, because that's literally what it is, a blackface organization, right? So they use these organizations to keep us from actually getting to that militant point of being tired, because we say, well, we do see all these quote unquote allies, and I don't understand that term, because how many centuries is it gonna take for us to understand that we have no friends? That's just what it is. We are all we got, and there's no way around that. So we're gonna have to come to terms with that. And all through history they've used these organizations. So now, you with these protests that was happening, you had groups of white kids out there burning selective stores and selective places, right? But it wasn't us with the plan to say, okay, we're going to target this store in our community, give them 48 hours to leave, or either we're going to stop all customers from coming in, or however we handle it. Instead of us getting on the page and taking the power in our own hands, now we have this this group coming in supposedly fighting for us, but what are they really standing for? You understand? Like, are they really for the end of white supremacy, or are they just protesting for George Floyd, which George Floyd needs to be protested for? But how many lives? It's countless lives that's being protested about. It's not George Floyd. It's 400. Well, I can't say 400. It's centuries and centuries of bodies, of blood being shed. And one way to stop us from having that militant mindset of, like, let's take action, is to get out in front of that. That's another war strategy to keep you docile. Now you thinking, well, there are white allies who are going against it. They should be standing up to each other, right? But they're taking the focus off the whole system, right? Now they may blame one thing, they may throw something under the bus just to, keep the system going, you know, because you know,
Mhm.
you can't just sit back and say, all right, you know, this is evil. We have to admit that this is evil, but we're just going to point at this one particular part. We're not going to look at this whole system, right? And there have
Mhm.
always been organizations meant to do that, right? So, you know, what do you think about people using the white ally term, you know, or the term white allies?
You know, and it's we have to mature, right? We really do. We have to mature and understand that there is no such thing as a white ally. That's the reality. There is no such thing. When we look at the different organizations that claim to be, you know, allies in our struggle or in our fight, you know, you're looking at Occupy Wall Street and quote unquote Occupy the Hood. And this is white folk. And they came out with a strategy and said, hey, this is the strategy that we're going to use to bring black people into our fight. See, we got to keep it one. All right. Antifa is not so much caught into we want to bring down white supremacy, but it's a more of a thing that we want our way. Right now, they think that they're going to be, you know, this non-racist and this thing, and everybody gonna get along. It's cool as long as they remove the older whites so that the younger whites can lead. No matter where we are on this planet, when you have that black-white dynamic, you're always going to have a problem because the white is always going to believe that they can do it better, that they should be leading. I mean, if you just really think about the balls on these people when they came out with Occupy Wall Street, right? They lie to you and say this is a leaderless movement, and you know everybody just showed up in Times Square, you know, out of the blue. We just, you know, woke up and said, "Let me go to New York City." Bullshit. See, if they're not going to tell you the truth from the beginning, they're not going to tell you the truth nowhere in the middle, nowhere in the end. They're going to keep lying top of lie on top of lie. So when they came out, and I was one of the first of us to say, hey, family, that's not us. Leave that bullshit alone. They want to talk about people losing houses. We've been losing houses. We've been losing money. Where were they then? Now we're supposed to believe all of a sudden they got a newfound understanding and they want to come out and cry and say, let's cry together and let's fight the banks together. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's not your ally. I did a video last year. I think it was last year or in 2018. It was probably 2018 on Jane Elliott. 2019. Thank you, wife. 2019 on Jane Elliott. I told you this demon wasn't our friend. I told you she don't give a damn about us. And that was the reality. And because she said she's not for reparations, then now black people want to say, oh my God, I'm shocked. What I had already told you.
But there's this. What did she say? Say that again.
Because she came out and said that she was not for reparations. She wasn't for black us getting reparations. And so, you know, it shocked a lot of black people because here she is talking this, you know, racism is this and you got to be anti-racism and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, she's not black us. She's a cracker. She's a cracker. Her grandchildren are crackers. Her family members are crackers. She's never going to put a black person over her family member. She doesn't want money coming out of her grandchildren's pockets to put in your children's pockets. She's never going to want that. And that's the thing that we got to understand. They will never be our allies because they got to understand and worry about their offspring, their children. So they, in their mind, fuck black children. She's been making money, and not little money. She's been making big money. And black people would come to go listen to her and applaud, and people have her on TV. And for what? For what? So this cracker can turn around and stab a knife in your back because you thought she was your friend. You thought she was your ally. That bitch could never be our friend. And damn sure could never be our ally. Now with Antifa, I like Antifa. I respect them. But don't you ever think that they're fighting for you. Because they're not. They got their own agenda using whatever's going on in the world to ride their agenda. Now, after they fight their brothers, are you that dumb that you think they're going to turn over power to you? No. They're going to say, we fought for this. We fought for this. So we're not giving it up. See, they will never fight your fight for you. They're not. They're going to fight their own fight for themselves. So that's why I always say to our people, do not join Antifa. That's not our fight. Because believe it or not, you're going to have to deal with the winner of either group. You're going to have to fight. So you can sit back and let them two fight, but know when that fight over, you got to fight on your hands. You got to fight on your hands. They will never fight for black interests. And that's what we got to understand. Just like that saying says that I fought the good fight. I ran my race. Ain't nobody gonna run our race for us. Nobody. That's on us to do. And if you allow somebody else to run your race, and when they win, don't you expect to get the prize because you didn't do no work. Only thing you did is allowed yourself to go back into slavery all over again. We cannot let what was done before repeat again on our watch. We got to be more mature than that. We got to be more mature. So no, they don't fight for us. They don't fight for us. They fight their fight using whatever it is that's going on in there right then and there so that they can strategically make their stuff happen. See, black people, we got to stop looking and saying, where's the next savior? Where's the next cracker coming? No. If you don't get off your ass and do the work yourself, you will always be told this is what you're going to do because you didn't do the work yourself. We got to mature and understand that we are, as you say, dear brother, we are all that we got. And truthfully to be said, we are all that we ever need. I don't want no Asian fighting for me. I don't want no cracker fighting for me. Let us get up and fight for us. That way we know what we brought to the table because we built the damn table. And that's how we got to understand that. This is war.
Definitely, man. And that's why I like having you and all the brothers that come on here. Like, y'all get right to the point, like that's the whole point with the whole white savior complex, right? They're never going to deal with the issue. They don't want to see the system of white supremacy destroyed because they know at the end of the day that white supremacy is what protects them. They understand that. And if you take their whiteness away from them, then you take everything. And they may stand up against the symptoms, and that's the problem. We always deal with the symptoms. but I'm tired of dealing with the symptoms of white supremacy. It's time for us to destroy the system, right? We can't. If we keep dealing with the symptoms, it's going to keep popping up over and over and over, right? And that's what these white allies, and I don't really say a lot of people's names, but I mean, like, you have like people like Sean King, like, you have to be careful with these kind of people because, right, at the end of the day, when you start talking about, wanting to get rid of this system completely, then they're going to try to tell you, something's wrong with you, right? If you try to lead your people in any other vision than they think they have, that you should have, then all of a sudden that whole liberal thing goes right out the window. And they love to quote Martin Luther King, and I love when they do, because it was Martin Luther King who said it's not the KKK, it was the white liberals. We know where the KKK stand. It's just that a lot of us fall for the smiling faces that they have. And then you go back in history, we have to start understanding that the groups that talk about Black empowerment and that are still able to function and are around, they are around for a reason, because all of the groups that really was about Black empowerment, they were labeled a terrorist group and immediately destroyed. They may have labeled the KKK a terrorist organization, but the KKK is still functioning. But you see these Black organizations, right? The FBI was created to stop, Black Power movement. J. Edgar Hoover first mission was to stop Marcus Garvey. That's what he got known for. They understand, the power that we have as a collective. So they have to get out in front of that, right? You have like organizations like the NAACP that's been around for 100 years, right? In 1930, if you ask a Black person, they'd be terrified to say they was a part of the NAACP because they may or may not have been about that action. But by 1945, the people understood that they weren't really about their issues, because when Black people did want to speak out about certain issues, whether it be, with the wars they were having, it was the NAACP telling them to bow down to white supremacy in order to fit in the system. And that's what we have to start understanding about these other groups. Well, we got to watch the message. Are they really telling us to empower ourselves, or are they telling us a way to fit in with the system, a way to comply without being destroyed? Because we can't live in a system. If you think that what happened to George Floyd or Trayvon Martin or any of these people was okay or justified in any way, or that this system of law handle it the right way, we don't need to be living in the same system with you. We don't need to be under the same laws with you. We need to have our own laws separate from you, because at the end of the day, if we do that to you, then it's not the same thing. You understand? And now, with this white savior complex, right? You have I seen that rapper dude J.W. Lucas or whoever he is. I don't really. I think he made that one controversial song. Where he was saying "nigga" all of the song. He said that he should be the spokesman for Black people. They start to think that because watching movies or being around certain Black people or listening to certain music, they think that qualifies them to be a Black person and to speak for a Black person. But at the end of the day, when you look at what they say and what they do, they're really telling you we don't have the intellectual capacity to speak for ourselves, so they have to speak for us, right? They say, well, we have to appeal to white society for you. Well, we don't need anybody to appeal for us, and we don't need to appeal to white society. We have to start having the self-love to appeal for ourselves, to appeal to ourselves, to love ourselves, to encourage ourselves, walk up to each other and say, yo, I appreciate you, or compliment each other or whatever it is. But have you heard about that that white dude that said that?
Which white dude again was now?
I think it's like J.W. Lucas or something like that. He said
The music producer.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And
What do you think about that?
I read a few of the comments from some rappers about, who is this guy and all this thing. See, we got to be able to stand, and that's why I said that, we have to mature. We have to mature, because these demons, they get around us and talk like us and, try to behave like us, at the whole time making you think that they're your friend when they're not your friend. They're not your friend. They're acting friendly to do what? To get you to trust them, so that they can make money off of you, so that you can be brought right back in line with their objectives. Now that dude, he said, look here, I'm only here to make money. Once I make my money, I'm bouncing, I'm out. You niggas are not really my friends, but I'm here to make some money off you niggas. And this is another thing of we giving our talents that the Most High gave us and letting the cracker benefit. But that cracker has no loyalty to you. You don't have anything saying, well, yeah, we're going to make sure that black people be okay. We're going to make sure that they all have a good time and be secure. These demons ain't about that. They don't give a damn about whether you are secured or not. What they care about is making their money off of you and protecting their way of life. Protecting their way of life. Period. And that's something that we got to understand. We shouldn't be letting no cracker do anything for us. There's enough of us in the entertainment industry where we should be cracker free, right? We should honestly be cracker free because we got to be able to change the mindset that we have. You ever notice that unless you're out there making money for them, big money, they don't want you around. They don't need you around. They got furniture that they can sit on. They got home decorations that they can have. So you're not there at their houses. But you got them up in your house. You got them up in your party. You got them up in your spaces. When all they're doing is using your gifts and talents to enrich them at your expense. I mean, we talked about the guy who made the IBM computer, the leader that made these personal computers. His name not on it. IBM name on it. He's not getting residuals, the profit sharing. IBM is getting it. The people that run IBM, their children benefit. You don't benefit. The brother who designed Nike shoes and Reebok shoes, they don't benefit. Their children don't benefit. What good is it to say, oh yeah, my dad designed that shoe, but your dad don't get a residual from that shoe? Your dad can't leave that design or that shoe to you, but the crackers that run the corporation can leave that to their children and your children out in the cold. We continually take what our Creator gave us and using it for the enrichment of our enemies. The brother who came up with the Nike design for Jordan, they asked him, how are you giving back to your community? He says, when I find a young black designer that's good, I open up a way for them so that they can come and do their thing. Well, wait a minute. Let's look at that. You're not saying to the brother, come on, let's you and me hook up and create our own shoe, design our own shoes. You're making a way for him to create a shoe for the cracker, so the cracker family can make money off of your mind, off of your creation. That's making you another slave. We got to think about what's going on. They're not making you free. They're binding you down and double locking you into a system of high-tech slavery. And we too dumb to recognize it. Well, you say, well, but I get a paycheck. Oh, damn. Because you get a paycheck? You don't give away your God-given talents for a paycheck when you could own the whole damn thing and leave it to your children. You can't leave a paycheck to your children. See, that's still that slave thinking that we got to grow up out of. No wonder we see these celebrities. We see these celebrities that'll get up there and say, the white man is the devil, or these damn crooked Jews. And then next thing you know, the Jew knock on their goddamn door and they full of, I'm sorry, Mr. Cracker. I'm sorry, Mr. White Man. I'm sorry, Massa. Forgive me, Massa. I didn't know what I was saying. Nigga, please. Slaves, entertainers, slaves, unworthy to lead our people, unworthy to stand before our people, because they are afraid of the cracker, they are afraid of the Zionists, and they always looking to curry favor with our enemy that will slap you down in front of your wife, in front of your children, and say, nigga, what you gonna do? And they gonna drop to their knees and say, Massa, forgive me. It's 2020. And we still saying, Massa, forgive me in 2020? Should not we be saying, oh, crack, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna teach you some respect. We should understand that by now. Look at everything that we have created, right? Just stop and just think about this for a second. The lottery is a $73 billion, not million, but $billion industry. Where did the cracker get that from? Where did they get it from? It didn't come out of their minds. It was something we were doing in the Depression era. For pennies. Come on, play your numbers. You may hit and get paid. And people were making nice size bank from the lottery. And then next thing you know, the Italians saw it. And one brother here in Illinois showed the Italians, said, hey, let me show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how we got millions, how we became rich from policy papers. That's what they called it back then. And he taught this cracker everything. And that cracker took it back to his people. And the Italian said, oh, really? Well, let's do this. Go back and kill that nigga, and we'll take his money. We'll take the business, and we'll collect all the niggas' money. We'll collect all the niggas' money. So he went to the brother. He felt a little pity for the brother and said, look, I'm going to give you an offer. My boss has said kill you, but if you just leave, I ain't got to kill you. But we running your shit from now on. This becomes our business. And he packed this shit up and left. And they took over. And then next thing you know, the federal government say, damn, this illegal gambling y'all got going on is making some money. And so the government said, I'm going to take it. But where did the idea come from? The idea came from us. So when you see the lottery signs out there, know that you originated that. That $73 billion industry, it came from you. And what did you get? Nigga, get out of here before I kill you. It's not either. What did you get when you see Uber? A $63 billion industry a year. You created that. That came out of the mind of black people. It was called a hack. You go to the grocery store and they out there saying, hack man, $5, we take you home, undo your groceries and everything. $5. When I was growing up, we would get on the hack and they take us home with the groceries. Next thing you know, the cracker say, them niggas got something going on here. We can do this and we can do it in a modern way. And next thing you know, you got Uber, Lyft, and all these other ones. But what did you benefit from? You ain't got nothing. You can't even go in certain cities and find a hack man any longer because Uber and Lyft and all of them replaced it. And then they got with their cracker friends and said, hey, if y'all see these hack people out there, stop them because they ain't got no license and they shouldn't be doing this, and this is going to hurt our pockets. So their cracker brothers say, yeah, we'll make sure that we ain't going to have that. We'll make sure that you got that. And poor black ass out in the cold again. And you ain't got nothing. You ain't got a dime or a nickel. Because all of your greatness is taken right from you by the people who you think are your friends because they talk friendly. We got to understand that there's a difference between somebody talking friendly and them being your friend. See, the cracker will never be your friend. Oh, they'll talk nice. They'll talk the job. They'll talk the hip. They'll braid their hair and yeah, man, I'm down and all this bullshit. But when that card flip, your ass is done. When that card flip. And you wonder, well, where's my friend? And your friend is, nigga, I ain't never been your friend. You was just too dumb to see it. That's why I say we have to mature and understand our needs and be able to work our plan. Because if you still operating off of the plan of the enemy, then I'm sorry that plan is going to lead you to your death. Because that's all they got. The devil can never give you life. And that's something that we got to understand. They can't give you life, but they'll suck life from you to enrich themselves and their progeny. And then you and your children is standing in the cold wondering, what happened? Where they at? Why did this happen? So we have some maturing to do, dear brother, so that we can understand the time and what must be done. There is no such thing as a white ally. And, you know, I went to 2 protests out here in Illinois, and at both protests, there were more white people than black people. But, you know, I'm going to keep it 100. So when it was my turn to get up there and speak, and I didn't even know I was going to speak, but wife arranged all that. She said, no way my husband going to be here and he don't get up there and be able to tell the people what's the real deal. And I told them, you want to be considered good white people. You want to be considered an ally. Well, let me tell you what it takes to be considered an ally. If you ain't killing your cracker brothers and sisters, you cannot be considered an ally. They don't need to play around with it. Tell them straight. Because you got to understand what an ally look like. You had World War I, you had World War II. Before America got in either war, they was not considered allies by the UK. They didn't consider America allies because America wasn't doing nothing. They wasn't killing. They wasn't being killed. So they wasn't considered an ally. They only got considered an ally is when they got skin in the game and they start killing Germans and killing Japanese. And then the UK said, this is our ally because you're killing our enemies. These crackers ain't killing no crackers for you, for us. So they're not our ally. They're not. And even if they start, they still not your ally, and you better understand that, because they are always cracker first. They are always cracker first. They always look to see, how do we advance our agenda at your expense? That's their modus operandi. How do we advance our agenda at your expense? And we got to be able to understand that. And we got to be able to see it and defeat it on every battlefield. On every battlefield. Because every place is a battlefield, and we cannot afford to lose on one. And that's why, dear brother, YouTube attacks your channel as much as they do. They understand this is a battlefield. And if you continue to draw our people to you, they're going to change the way they think. And when they change the way they think, that means it changed the way their behavior. And when they change from their behavior, then they're ready to challenge the enemy for authority, for superiority. And they understand, the cracker understands, that threatens the very standard for their children. They understand that. So that's why they fight you as hard as they do. That's why they hit us as hard as they do. It's because they know that their children has to be able to use and manipulate Black people. They understand it. Now we got to understand it and defeat them. And I'll rest my mic on that right there, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, you said it, and you talked about the entertainment industry, and I appreciate all the love you showed me, and all y'all showed me for real. Like, I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna take phone calls in a minute, because like I said, I don't want to be on here too late. If that's cool with you, my brother. But
most definitely.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna put the number up on the screen so y'all can call in. But yeah, you talked about the entertainment industry, and one way we'll know that we're starting to get somewhere is when we start to look at these leagues, right? That's mostly Black people, and they telling them it's a privilege. They're making, like they say, you're $40 million. You're a $40 million slave, but they won't acknowledge how they're making this one white person billions of dollars. It's no different from me working at a job for $20 an hour. That doesn't make me, it's the same thing. And when these athletes, start taking control of their own abilities, right, and start creating their own leagues, because, I mean, when you look at it, if you see a basketball league with all white players or a basketball league with Black players, right, which one are you going to go to, right? So, and if you're gonna still be playing in a profession that don't even allow a Black owner, right? So you have to start questioning that. And they got to control our minds, and that's why they got to control our channels and stuff like that. Because it all depends on what you say, and people like to use the term good white, and I'm not saying like what you were saying, but I'm just saying people use the term good white people, and that has always rubbed me the wrong way, because I can't even use that term, right? And all of these movies, especially in Hollywood, what they do is they'll make a fictional character just to put a white person in place, to pass down that, white savior mentality. It's always a white person who's coming to confront, whether the enemy be racism or not, is always a white person there to stand up to the racism, and never the Black person, because the Black person can experience. They may show their experience one time, but they will not show a Black person taking charge, because that having that image in our mind is dangerous, right? To see Stokely Carmichael saying, I'm not going to get punched in the face no more. It's time for, Black Power movement. It's time to punch them back. That we can't really talk about Stokely Carmichael, right? We can talk about, like they love to talk about Martin Luther King, because he was standing there, get punched in the face, or John Lewis, But he got shot in the face. So we got to understand that, that whole, coming together to hold hands. You can't help, as the saying goes, you can't help the poor if you're one of them. How are we going to be on the same page if we're still below everybody? If we can't get on the same page with each other, how could we have allies with somebody else? We have to have self-love first and foremost, right? And we have to have a position where we can have some kind of nation or an army ready to back us up and defend us. If somebody is harmed, you have an army, you have soldiers ready to come and take over and make sure you're good. If you don't have that, then you can't talk about aligning with somebody. I heard a quote. I don't even remember who it's from, but if you have unity, you're in a position to, negotiate, to control whatever you have. If you don't have unity, you just subject to whatever they offer you. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the choices you have, right? Like these people, they like to say it's the choices that we make. Even these white allies. That's why we have to listen to the language they use, right? They blame the single mother rate in the Black community, but never really mention the whole history of America's is to destroy the Black family. They don't talk about that. And if we did talk about that, we would start getting to the root of the problem to solve the root of the problem. But we can't even see that in movies, right? You have certain movies nowadays, but even in movies like the movie with Wakanda, Black Panther, right? The Africans had to stop, the African American from giving all the Black people around the world the weapons they need to get out of oppression, right? They helped the CIA agent to stop, and they made this white guy a good guy for stopping them from helping us, and we would be considered the people that's in the world, right? And you have all of these movies that display that. Like you have real stories of things that happen to real people, but they make the movie all about white people, right? And it was a video that I made, and I showed a clip, and YouTube took the video off. But I remember you asked me where that clip was from. I can't remember which movie it was from, but it was some brother that got murdered, right? And the movie was supposed to be about this brother getting murdered, but the whole time it was about a white preacher, who was just advocating for him getting murdered, right? They didn't stand up to the system of white supremacy, but this whole movie that was supposed to be about this Black man was about him. So, they have to control that. And us being who, especially you have the minds of kids, you start to see that and you start to think, well, we need, and you hear people saying we need allies, we don't need anything but ourselves, right? If we had the unity that we need, and we're not far from it, they like to show us that we're not, but we're not far from it. We've done it time and time again, but they just never show us that, but we just have to understand that. But then you have like, and still haven't even watched it. I don't know if you watched that movie Harriet or whatever.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should watch it because it's coming on like TV now, and I turn the channels because I hear what they say about it. I'm not even sure if it's true, but like, what do you think?
Well, I watched it. Me and wife, we watched it, and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. I think the actors that act in it did an excellent job. I don't separate myself from my brothers and sisters in Africa simply because they're over there and I'm over here. I don't follow that thinking that they can't represent us in movies. I mean, we play their roles in movies as well.
Yeah,
So I don't get caught up in that because that's division at a time where we need unity. So, like, we're actually in talks with our brothers and sisters that's over the water, and we're letting them to know and to understand that, hey, look, if they move on us over here, we need y'all to move on them over there. Right? So we got to build unity because they're looking for us for strength and encouragement, and we're looking for them to be able to, when we say move, then we need y'all to move. And when they move on them over there, we need to be able to move on them over here. So we need unity. And because I understand that we need unity, I don't let ourselves get caught up in that foolish ADOS division.
Oh yeah, I would not. Yeah, I would like. I would just to make it clear. I was talking about because somebody told me that the movie had like the white guy was the savior, and they made the black guy the bad guy in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that part. I wouldn't say that he made the white guy the savior. They did make the black guy look bad. That ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They did make it look bad.
Okay.
If that role, that role that he was playing, you had you had, because if you're catching free blacks to bring them in the South, they would be looking for the white person, but they wouldn't be looking for a black person to do that. So, those kind of coons are the same that we have today. They're the same that we have today, ain't no different. So what was going on now? And we have to be ready and understand that. And we have to do to them, we got to give them what they earn. I mean, this is just that simple. We got to give them what they earn. Here it was a black man at the behest of the cracker to put the sleeping pills and draw the outline to Fred Hampton's apartment. It was a brother who did that. That ain't no different than what they were doing during slavery, to catch the free slaves and bring them back there for the cracker. That's the same thing. But we got to be able to understand that we got to make them pay a penalty for that. We got to make them pay a penalty for that. And that penalty is they got to lose their lives. It's just that simple. They got to die. They got to die. They've earned it. And I think really we are the only people on earth that don't kill our traitors.
That's right.
We're the only people. We're the only people that do that. And we got to start doing it, because we got to send a message that our people are sacred. Our people are sacred.
That's right.
And if you process like that, damn it, we're going to deal with you. And that's how we got to be. And trust and believe that that day is coming. It's coming. And you ain't going to run from it, because it's going to find you wherever you are. Trust and believe that it's coming. You ain't going to get away with that and just think it's going to be okay. No. There's a day coming, and we're going to set the agenda. We're going to set the stage. You can trust and believe that. Assalamu alaikum, big brother. How you doing?
Wa alaikum salam, dear brother. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. We're
happy to be here.
What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, nice to see you, brother. Like, go ahead, introduce yourself. I'm not really, I never talked to you before. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. My name is Marty Salam X.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. I'm always making frequent stops. Happy to be invited to this show with this brother that I've known through the nation for some time. Good brother, good person. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thankful to be here. There's no better place to be than to be with one another, supping together, so we can all understand and have understanding and receive understanding from one another. Because we know that there are many answers to this problem, but we know that one goal is to kill that devil that have oppressed us for so long. So that's my introduction, brother. And from the time that I was in and out of diapers, I've been giving this white man hell. Been giving him hell. I was raised by grandparents that showed me how to give him hell. My father that gave him hell, put fire on his behind, and just moving. Yeah. Everywhere he's running, I want him to see me. And I'm ready, brother. We have to be ready in this time to die. We have to be ready, willing to kill and willing to die. Fighting that man, not standing still, but going against him, going to his neighborhoods, going into his homes, going the same way he's doing us, going to the police stations, wherever it is. And if it means us going in and not coming out, I'm that type of mind. I'm a seed, as well as my brother from the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad. who is the seed of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we are also in high respect of our national representative, the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We stand with, by, for, and follow the words of him as a national representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is taught by the most honorable Farad Muhammad. So we are on track, and even to the Christian, you are followers and our brothers and sisters too, because when that man before you, when he's not drunk with hooping and drunk with hot sauce and buck dancing in his message, prior to that, Muhammad is speaking through him. So that's the reason we say that we bear witness that there's one God, and Muhammad is his messenger, because the same spirit that came through him, that comes to us, and that name means to save, one who comes to save. So when the black man is not drunk with this hypocrisy wine of buck dancing and turkey jumping, and he's not saying any words that make any sense when he gets there. But prior to him getting there, he's speaking the words of Muhammad, which says freedom, justice, liberation, and equality for all. So you know me, you've seen me, you just didn't recognize me. But now we walk together and stand together, my brother. I would love to see your face. I would love to see your face and see who I'm talking with. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because one day we all go to meet him.
Oh no, it ain't that I'm afraid, because I got links to it, but I'll do it later. But I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to do a show. I put it like this: on the next show, I'll just come on and show, because like right now, my computer. I have to do it on my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Yeah, I have to buy a camera or whatever, but I'll still do it on my phone on the next one. So because I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna wait until we did, like me and Muhammad, we had an event we were supposed to do, and what I wanted to wait to come out, because I guess I never really realized, I never showed my face until then, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, for the event, I'm gonna just come out for it, you know what I'm saying? But I guess with the COVID thing, that's irrelevant, so I can I'll do it on the next joint. But I ain't worried about it. Yeah, I ain't worried about it, because it is what it is. Like y'all saying, it's not one person. They can't really stop the movement. That's why I never really had fear of any of this. I'm more afraid to not do anything. And the point is, right? It's an energy, not a person. So when we do what we have to do, there's no reason to be afraid.
Oh yeah.
Stuff. And
be well, brother. I was just being cordial. Since you asked me who I was, I wanted to see your face. That's just me. It's good to meet you.
Yeah,
it's good to meet you,
man. So
yes, sir.
I don't really know about I don't really know about if you've been listening to the conversation. We've been talking about the whole white ally thing, and what do you feel about people thinking that there has to be some kind of white person? I remember we talked about Khalid Muhammad, and earlier, I was just watching the Donahue show when he was on there, and repeatedly they kept asking him about those 2 Jewish people that died in the down south back in the 60s or whatever. And they use these talking points, and I study all of their talking points, but they use these talking points to say, well, this proves that not all white people are racist, but nobody really, they probably are, but all white people benefit from the system of white supremacy, right? So to depend on a white person who depends on this system is, crazy to me. So what do you think about the whole white ally thing?
Well, I don't believe in white allies. Whatever they do, if they do it, they'll have to do it because God told them to do it. And so since we're all under the control of God, then God will make the devil perform things that will be helpful to us. But as far as mentally, physically, psychologically, physiologically, and biologically, you're dealing with an enemy. Period. There's no such thing as white friends. We will believe that. Some of our brothers have white girlfriends. Some of our sisters have white boyfriends. Some of even married to them. So Muhammad has told us that it was evil. The only way that his evil can be controlled is that we subject him, and that means that we have to outnumber him. Now, according to the message to the black man, Muhammad said that 20% of them as livestock will be saved. But he didn't neglect to call them a devil. But he spoke of their population decreasing to the point where they will become so much of a minority around the world that they wouldn't be able to harm anybody. If I can paraphrase with my brother listening in on us. But that's a paraphrase, but there's no such thing as white friends. There's no such thing. You got some white friends that probably believe they're your friends. And they see than the others. But the white man is complicit in his hate for you. He is complicit. So when one of them die, when one of them kill you or lynch you, you know, even if the other one don't touch you, the fact that he's quiet and will keep it hush hush is complicit. And all of them will do that, brother. And I pray that you don't go that way to find out. Because normally the people that find out telling the truth, they don't come back to tell us. And I pray that you're not one of those. You don't experience that. Also, if you had a million hornets coming before you, and each of them had a D9 stinger. Muslims, we know what a D4 through D9 stinger is. That means it's going to react to your system. There's no way for you to get out of that. We call it a DEFCON. The black hornets call it a DEFCON, which is another group that fights for the defense of our people. Now, all of these hornets, if somebody told you all of these hornets wasn't poisonous, would you waste your time trying to find that 100 hornets that wasn't poisonous when you got a million hornets coming towards you ready to sting your behind? No, you ready to get up out of there. You ain't trying to figure out which hornet is less harmful than the other. If you a valley of snakes or a pit of snakes, you're not trying to find out which snake is less poisonous than the other, because a snake is a snake. And because he's a snake, you don't have the time to try to figure out what his hang-up is. Because if he's not poisonous, then he's able to squeeze you to death. If he's not able to squeeze you to death, then he's able to put some kind of bacteria or disease upon you that will take your life. Some snakes' very skin is poisonous to touch. You don't have to worry about his bite. His skin touching you will light you up. So, and that's why they get special anthrax from. There are certain snakes where they get special poisons from their skin, brother. So we have to know that a snake is a snake is a snake is a snake. If it's a stinger stings. If it's a scorpion, scorpions, you know, they'll if they can't sting nothing else, they're so vicious they'll sting themselves. They have to sting something. So we'll get rid of that myth. The myth that you have some good white people. There's no such thing. And even if there is, you have some that are more cordial than the others. But even if there is, you'll never get a chance to find out, because they're going to usually stay on their side. Whoever they're with, they're going to go with them. And that's why the black man's got to be smart and stop marching with these devils. We got to get them out of our marches, got to get them out of our paratroops, get them away from our military information and our military manufacturing plants. As the most honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, our women are our military manufacturing plants. And so a black man ain't got no business putting his seed in a white woman. He ain't got no business doing that. Now, the fact that he has made it with her, then he need to get his seed, which is black, because if you got a drop of black in you, you're still black, and train that seed to know that, hey, you're a nigga, but you're a new kind of nigga. You're a different kind of nigga, but you're a nigga nonetheless. And the only way that woman or man that desire to be with our women and our men, The only way they can prove themselves is to get into an area where they're going to kill up so many until that person just kills them. But other than that, if they're not willing to do that, they can't prove to us that they with us. They have to be willing to die. They have to be willing to die to show you that they're on your side. I mean, put themselves in harm's way to shoot at least 20 or 30 just to prove it to us. Now, if he really want to prove it, then he need to kill at least 100 white folks. And we'll believe him after he's killed 100. But still, even after you do that, don't come among us, because you'll bring that danger over to us. And we can't have you in our group. You can help us, but you can't join us. You can help us and whatever we're doing, but you can't join us because it's too dangerous and we can't guarantee your safety.
Yeah, man, that was definitely spot on, because and that's why we have to start studying our enemy, because that's exactly what our enemy does. Maybe not say go out and kill or directly kill, but they will say go out and, you know, be the face for this kind of movement, or go out and do this, and they'll betray you on that movement, you know. But then, you know, that's why they say, you know,
yeah, well,
what'd you say?
He'll directly kill you too. That's another myth. See, we got to get rid of that.
No, yeah, I'm not saying he will.
That's another myth.
I'm not saying he won't, but what I'm saying is, like, they'll do other things that will help laws get passed. They'll do other. It's more than just one facet than just going out flat out murder. You know what I'm saying? They do it in a lot of facets, and your enemy will always send one man back, or however many men. That's what they will never accept. Like you were saying, they would never accept that black man back over there, because if he will betray his own, you know, he'll, you know, what good is he to anybody? You know, Brother Maurice, you
right?
Got anything to say before
No, sir, dear brother. You got called. You can go ahead and take the call.
Oh no, well, y'all can call in if y'all want to call. But what I was gonna say is, like, you know, another part of this whole white ally thing, and the brother kind of mentioned it a little bit, is the whole interracial dating thing. You know, some people think, you know, my spouse, right? But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, they're gonna have to make a choice, and that puts the child in confusion, because, you know, the child don't know which side to choose. And the whole history of the mulatto, you know, I was listening to something John Henry Clark said earlier. You know, the way mulatto children or mulattoes have been used to control wars throughout history. You know, that's how the Haitian Revolution fell. You know, because if that child identifies with the white side, right, they're gonna help that side. But if they, and at the same time, they could identify with the black side. But even in a interracial relationship, when it comes down to it, is your white partner going to, you know, like, when it's time to go to war, are they going to go to war? Whose side are you going to be on? Are you going to make that choice to do that to your wife or your husband? You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that, my brother?
Definitely, brother. I don't look here. I have to keep it 100. If a brother or sister is in an interracial relationship, then unfortunately they're no good to us.
Right.
I just have to keep it. They're no good to us, because when it comes down to it, that cracker not gonna kill their mama. That cracker not gonna kill their daddy. They not gonna kill their family members. But we gotta understand, in war they gotta go.
Yes, sir.
Gotta go. So why would I look to save them? No, I don't want to save them. I am 1,000% convinced that we will never have peace on our earth as long as this devil is walking our earth.
That's right.
I'm convinced of that.
That's right.
I know we won't be able to live in security until they're done for.
That's right.
So to me, there's no such thing of us getting along.
No, sir.
No such thing.
No, sir.
They are damned.
Yes.
They are damned. And I'm not going to be dumb enough to try to save them.
That's right.
If God said, God damn the cracker, who are you to say anything any different?
That's right.
We got to understand this.
That's right.
They are damned. Look at their track record.
That's right.
There's no honor amongst them. There's no
That's right.
saving them.
No, sir.
None of them good.
That's
None.
right. Not one.
Not one. The Honorable
Lockdown
Elijah
now.
Muhammad said to Minister Farrakhan, do you want to see a man that has no good in him at all?
Mm.
And the minister said, yes, sir. The messenger said, there he is. An old decrepit cracker walking
That's
from
right.
the street. He said
That's
he
right.
had no good in him at all.
That's right.
So we better understand that.
That's right.
why it's dangerous to walk around with the thought that these crackers gonna be our allies.
That's right.
dangerous. Because
That's
they
right.
not. They
Nope.
not.
Nope.
They not gonna do it. Because when you go kill your mama, go
That's
kill
right.
your daddy, go
Yeah.
kill your sister. Then
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, are you serious? You damn right. You damn right. This is what we got to understand. And this is why we have to be on our point 24/7.
That's right.
There is no such thing as some super cracker flying through the air. Let me go down there and save my niggas.
Yes, sir.
Way in the world. That ain't gonna happen.
No, sir.
And furthermore, to be real, you shouldn't want a cracker to come save you.
That's right.
You shouldn't want their help.
That's
you
an
should
insult.
respect their help. Like a
That's an
damn
insult.
cracker had the nerve to tell me, Muhammad, I agree, I approve of you and your Mississippi campaign. What? What? Cracker, who told you that you have the right to approve what I do? I'm
That's
not
right.
your nigga. I'm not your
That's
slave.
right.
And I told a cracker, I don't need your approval, and I don't
That's
want
right.
your approval.
That's right.
We can do this ourselves. We don't need their help. Because you think about it, you ask them, oh, Mr. White Man, can you help us?
Help us, boss.
Can you help us? Can you
Help us,
feed my
boss.
children? Can you
Yeah.
can you be nice to me, boss?
Yes, boss.
And then he say, I gotta take care of my niggas. I gotta feed my niggas. I gotta clothe my niggas.
Right.
So you
right.
niggas can't even think for yourself. See, that's why we have to come out of this thinking
Got to.
that they're going to be our friends. They
Never.
have never been
Never.
our friends. Never. And I tell people who believe in this white friendship, I tell you what, show me one.
That's right.
Show me one.
That's right.
Show me one good cracker anywhere in government. Show me one. And they all say, well, I'm not into having the show. Well, wait a minute. You just said that they exist.
That's right.
So if they exist, show me the cracker.
They can't do
Show
it.
me,
brother.
and I promise I'll show you that bastard is never your friend.
They can't do it, brother.
No.
They can't do it.
Mm-mm. See, they say some of our people want to be this rainbow push lovey-dovey everybody.
Oh man.
See, we can't do that. That we've already tried that during the civil rights movement.
Sure did.
We already tried that. And what did it get us? God damn it. We gotta understand, what did that get us?
A bunch of lesbians with rights that we didn't get.
In death. In death. They
Yes,
played
sir.
a joke on you.
Yes, sir.
They got you marching and crossing the bridge for the right to vote
Yeah,
that you already had.
that's right.
You already had it.
That's right.
But they want to lead you. Yeah, let's lock arms and walk together. Lead you and say, we shall overcome. Nigga, what? They blowing up church with babies.
That's
And
right.
you want to sing, we shall overcome?
That's right.
Ain't no way in the world.
That's right.
You
brother.
had the right to vote since 1866.
That's right.
You had it.
That's right.
You had it. You had
That's
more
right.
blacks in government, in the Senate,
That's right.
then than you have now.
That's right.
Because the laws was there on the book, and you said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it."
That's right.
The problem that we gotta get over is you got the same rights as the cracker,
Yes.
but the cracker will use violence against you.
Yes, it will.
And instead of you meeting that violence and crushing that violence, we've had a history of being laying down. Okay,
Yeah.
master, I don't want to fuck with you like that. You know,
Yeah,
let's be cool,
yeah.
boss. Be cool, boss.
Yeah.
But we can't be that no more.
No, sir.
We can't stand for that no more.
No, sir.
How can the black woman look at us as men
Mm.
and we won't protect her?
Say
And
it,
we
brother.
won't kill for her?
Say it, brother.
See, we gotta come out of that shit. We gotta be ready to fight. We gotta
Yeah.
be ready to kill them. God damn
That's
it!
it. That's
Speak
it.
the language that they speak.
That's
I don't
it.
want to speak no. Oh, let's get along. Fuck
That's
that.
right.
Let's fight it out. God damn it!
Yes, sir.
So we gonna see. We gonna see who's real.
Yeah.
They didn't even get their own fucking freedom.
That's right.
If it wasn't for us,
They would have never got it.
they'd have never been free.
That's true.
So if we can fight for their freedom,
We can fight
if
for
we
them.
could fight for the fucking Britain and the fucking fake Jews for their freedom,
Oh, yeah.
what happened to us fighting for our freedom?
Mm.
See, that's where we gotta be at. We gotta
That's right.
fight for our freedom.
Yes, sir.
And if it means that you gotta kill a cracker, so be it.
That's right.
They earned it.
That's
They
right.
earned it. Look at what they have done to us.
Worthy
Look at
to
what
be
they
heard.
have done to us.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at your life right now
Because of the
and how
white.
they manipulated environments
Yes, sir.
and fed you bullshit
Yeah.
and said, this is an education.
Mm.
Goddamn education? You ain't been educated. I mean, let's really think about it, right?
That's right. That's right.
You go to school, you learn like me, I will learn pharmacy.
Yes.
But shit, you asked me to go concoct some medication. Go out there in the woods, get some herbs and make some medication. I
Uh-huh.
can't fucking do it. They ain't teach me that.
Now gonna
I
show
can't
you,
do
brother.
it.
Now gonna
But
show you that.
You put me in a lab, you
Yes.
give me certain chemicals, I can
Yeah.
make a concoction. It may make you think
Yeah.
you're getting better, and
Yeah.
it may take away this and give you that.
That's right.
You understand? It's a trick.
That's
So
right.
this education that they give us and we happily pay for is
Yeah.
a fucking trick.
That's all it is.
It's a trick. Ain't no such thing as the cracker giving you medication to heal you. It's a lie.
Yes.
It's a lie.
Yes.
It's a lie that they can heal you. It's a goddamn lie.
That's right.
We can heal us.
That's right.
We got to understand that. Know the
Right.
trick.
Yes.
Know the trick. Like I was teaching earlier today in my message, and I said, America is Golgotha
Yes.
for us.
Yes.
America is Calvary for us.
Yes, it is.
You on the cross.
God
Your
go.
hands is tied. Your
Yeah.
feet are tied. And this
Yeah.
bastard is killing your children, killing
Yes.
your women. And what
Yes.
is the man's response? His arms is tied on the goddamn cross.
Yes.
So we
That's
gotta
right.
break the cross.
That's right.
We gotta break the cross and kill the swine, goddammit.
Yes.
And kill this goddamn cracker to secure.
A place for our kids
That's right.
in the future.
Yes, sir.
My God.
Yeah, I feel you, you know,
Allah be praised.
my brother.
Allah be praised.
Yo, you put your channel, my sister Moki wanna if you got a channel or whatever, you'll put it in the chat room for me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's going on, my sister Moki? You got something to say, brother?
Well, I mean, the brother just spoke so eloquently and with so much power. I just love my brother and all the energy and power and fruit that he brings with him when he's speaking the truth, because it's nourishment to the ear. It's nourishment. And one day we have to understand. We'll have to understand that this man that is before us was the same one that had us insane. He lied to you and said he brought all of you over on the ship when there was about 8.3 million that was already here. He finished killing them out as Indians. See, the Indian you see today is not the Indian of the past. That Indian looked like us. But the man won't tell you the truth. He'll never speak the truth.
That's right.
So the true African Native American, and you see, this man looked like us before he was amalgamated.
Mm.
See, that's what Russell means, the great war chief that led the Battle of Wounded Knee in 1973. This is what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. He called us his brother. Why? Because the black man was the first part. There was many different sections of us. When the white man came over to the global spheres to institute slavery and plantationism, everywhere he went, he met the black man. And here in America, when he met the Agala Lakota Indian, which is Russell Means tribe, and he met the Blackfoot, which is the African tribe. He met the Crow. He met the Creek. All of these Indians are African Indian tribe. But we were here as Native people because these tribes come from Somalia. These tribes come from Lower Ethiopia. These tribes come from Northern Africa and Northwest Africa. And we had traveled over into these areas when the continents were put together and what is known as the Afro-Asiatic continent. In this conference, we send men out. When we send these men out, we told them to be at peace with all others that were at peace with them. And they were at peace with all others that was at peace with them because they were talking to darker people. But the minute that this white devil came, he came as peace and learned our laws. And with our laws, we were told not to mate with him. But we didn't practice what we were taught. So the minute he started taking the color and arranging it to finish what his father, Yaqub, who created him, had done, he began to take the darker from the lighter, keeping the lighter with the lighter, and degraphing people and graphing people. He degraphed in the sense that he would kill the darker and keep the lighter. So he graphed and degraphed. And it messed up the mind. It messed with the mind of black people today, my brother. When you think of black people today, when you degraft a man, you're not just degrafting his color. When you graft a man, you're not just grafting his color, but you're grafting his mentality. You're grafting his spirit, his soul. You are tearing him down to his very soul.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had a caller call in real quick. I want to get my brother on real fast. What's going on, my brother? What's going on?
What's going on there, brother Forecast? How you doing, my brother?
I'm all right, man. How you?
I'm absolutely magnificent, my brother. Absolutely magnificent, man. This is a good show. I hadn't seen you in a while, so I saw you had a show. So I wanted to call in. It's a good show. So peace to the panel, everybody on the panel. Bring knowledge. Peace to the chat. I'm reading the chat. You know, when I see that savior complex, you're right, we do have a savior complex. Now, we need a savior complex, but we need to look on it inside. We're the savior. No one else is going to save us. No one else. It's impossible. Why would these people save us? They did everything in their power to put us in this position.
That's right.
They want us. They want us in this position.
Yeah.
So then now they have all these buffer clans. And they have completely made an underclass. So for me, when I say white, I'm talking about everybody that ain't black.
That's right.
Because it's black people versus everybody. And when I was speaking in the chat, it was a guy, his name was Thunder. And I think what he said was we just didn't have the power to go toe to toe. You don't have the power to go toe to toe if you can't go toe to toe in your mind. Because see, a lot of these people don't know who Robert F. Williams is. Study Robert F. Williams and see if he went to toe to toe and see why he lived to be an old age and why they wasn't killing him down in North Carolina.
That's right. That's right.
Lived to be an old age.
That's right.
There's a lot of us that go back. See, you can always go toe to toe, even if you don't have their weapon. And when we're talking about their fight, I take women every week to teach them how to shoot. Right?
That's right.
Train them with the handgun. We train with the AR-15. We train
That's
with
right.
the AR pistol. We train with the 9mm pistol. We train with all of that. I take women, and now it's about 20 of us. Now, that's it. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't think we can go toe-to-toe then, we can't go toe-to-toe now, but they still got more. But I'm going to show you. When them brothers in FAC came here to Atlanta, I went down there. And you know why they was there? And I walked there with my AR pistol. You know why they went? Because UP Newton Gun Club put out the message saying the Klan and everybody else say, starting 4th of July, they going to kill people. They gonna just do random drive-bys on black people, but they didn't show up. And then when they went to Louisville, I had 5 of my people from here go down there to Louisville. All you got to do is look at the video. The white militias went complaining to the police. You gonna let LFAC the way y'all let them boys? They can just come through here and wipe us out. You have to have confidence in yourself. If you think you're gonna lose, you have already lost. You may as well give up. And I'm going to say it like this. I hear us say all the time, this country owes us. This country owes us reparations. They owe us this. And I always ask the same question. What are you willing to do to take it? I'm going to tell you something, right? I had friends that was in collections, right? They didn't work for like Equal Factor Credit Bureau. I had some friends. And somebody give them a call. So when somebody owed money, you know what we did? I just ride them. We went and got what was owed. And you're willing to do what it takes to get what owed. So I'm going to say it like this. If you feel this country owe you, what are you willing to do to take it? Because you got to be willing.
That's right.
If you want to get what you want from this country, see, I'm preparing in 3 years. I'm preparing to be gone from this country.
You're going to have to take it.
I'm going to be fighting with my people. But you got to be willing to take blood and give blood.
You're going to have to.
The liberation of your people. And if you're not
willing
to take blood or give blood for the liberation of your people, there's no need to talk. Because we held signs in 1920, 1930, 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, all day 2000. Ain't nothing changed. We have done everything except one thing. Come together, unite, forget about the differences that we have, forget about if you're a Christian or a Muslim or an atheist or whatever you are, forget about if you eat pork chop and I only eat chicken, forget about all that. And look at us as a race of people who is living. We ain't just been through hell, who is living in hell.
And brother,
and come
I don't want to cut you.
That to stop this bullshit. Because it ain't going to, pardon my French on your show, my man, but it ain't going to stop until we stop it. June 19th.
Well, and here.
Down there. June 19th. Down there where the brother Rashard Brooks in Atlanta was murdered by the police. They were popping fireworks. The window was right next, maybe 2 minutes from the interstate. As soon as the fireworks went off, 2 white people drove and did a drive-by. They hit a black girl. They hit a black woman. They missed. People know they hit the car about 10 times, but it was so close. They at least know they didn't hit the driver. But this is what they're doing and how they're thinking. Because they turned around, it was only like 2 minutes from the interstate.
Right.
So the very next day, me and a friend of mine, we were down there. I went down there with my son, and we sat, and we talked, about what you need, what type of organizing that you need.
That's
All
right.
the military experience black people have. We need to be using that for our people. I never went to war for this country. I got out. And for one thing for sure, two things for certain, and third is a fact. I go to war for my people.
Yes, sir.
I don't want my kids and my grandkids having this same conversation when they
That's
are
right.
my age. The conversations they need to be having when they are our age. Man, I remember in 2020, black folks just changed. And
Yeah, that's right.
We got, and now we started building communities in their city. So not only did we become a national people, a lot of our people left and went to Africa. We became an international people. Some went to South America. Some went to the UK. And we became an international people, just like everybody else. White people, Chinese, just like everybody. We can do the same thing everybody else do, but you know something? We do it better. We
That's
do
true.
it better. So, brother,
That's true.
Forecast, I thank you for letting me call in on your show. And once again, I appreciate the counter in the chat. It's a good show. Thank you.
Hold on, brother.
Hey,
Hold on, brother.
hey, can you hear him?
Brother.
I don't think he can hear you. Go ahead. I'll tell him what you said.
But what I wanted to relate to him.
No, yeah, we can hear you, but I'm asking you, can you hear him, Bakari?
What did he say?
What I wanted to say to you, I think everything you said is on point. But here's the only other thing that's not on point, and we don't need it. They tell you that we need 100% unity in the black community to make the move that we're gonna make. That's not true. Any army is made of a remnant of people. You can see, and I won't go too far with this, but I would say we have personal knowledge of just single people who can give the white man hell. Single people who can literally give the white man hell. If you got one man that's willing to stand up, he'll scare the hell out of him. Because if that man stands, there are going to be many others that's going to stand. Now, in this war that we're in, there's going to be a lot of them that don't want to have nothing to do with it. Even though they know that we don't have, we need soldiers. They know what condition they're in, but there are some of them, some of our own people, when we go, because it's going to happen, it's happening now. They ain't publicizing it. They ain't publicizing, but cops are getting killed now, bro. They are fighting and killing white folks now. But they ain't going to publicize that. That's why they're trying to bring these monuments down. So you got to look at the world news. If you want to see anything that happened to America and what's going on, look at world news. But the key thing to remember is this. The reason that they want to keep black people subjected is that all over the world, they know when a black man stand up, that he has a legitimate reason to stand. You see, all the world is standing. All of the world is standing. And white folks are not your friends. Get them out of your marching group. But one thing about it, when you start killing the enemy and all of those who deserve it, that devil will finish off what you're doing just to get back on what you think is going to be the right road. But you're going to have to kill them. But it's not, you're going to have many black folks that's not going to jump in with you. Too many of them are doped up with fear. It has nothing to do with religion or anything else. Even those that marry outside their race and marry these white women, marry these white men and produce these white babies. The black man, instead of him telling these white kids that you black, you're a different kind of nigga, but you're still a nigga. You're a chocolate, you're a brown caramel nigga, but you're still a nigga. What they'll do is they'll try to make them assimilate. And they end up making them confused. But in the end, if you notice, those mulattoes will end up going to the black side. In the end, they come over to our side. So the only thing the black man got to do is stand up. Those who's going to stand up and those who's going to fight. Those is going, you might have hundreds of thousands that will fight, but you're going to have millions that will not fight. But we only need those hundreds of thousands. We only need the remnant to fight. We only need the remnant. We don't have to have the others. We don't need them. We only need the remnant. The minute that remnant stand up and are willing to die as the most honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, everything else gonna fall in line. And if you notice this, that ain't none of the ones in the streets have stood up yet. You got a few of them rising up, but most of the ones that leading these marches are middle class black folks that have gotten tired. Retired black officers and non-commissioned officers who have gotten tired. They come out the military, they've gotten tired of this white man. If you look at Christopher Dorner, who was killing killed all of those men in the Los Angeles Police Department, he was a captain in the Navy. And there are many black officers that have just went over and started taking care of that man. So you on the right track, but understand this. God only needs those that will stand. And I say God because God is with us, brother. God is with us, not the white man's God. The white man God ain't with us, but our black God. And the God of our ancestors and the spirit of our ancestors, which is us. They living in us, the spirit of God in us. The black man is God. God is ready. God is ready. He's always ready. Now you got cowards and backsliders and black sliders that may not be ready. Jigaboos, sellouts that may not be ready. Black nicks that may not be ready. Chocolate covered croppers that may not be ready. But you got the black men that know that they're God, and the black women that know that they're God, and black children that know that their God is going to be ready and are ready now and already acting. That's the reason why they're tearing down these Confederate statues. But see, the media controls all of this news, and they ain't going to show you what's really going on. They won't show you that. So they show you what they want you to know. But they can't even control that anymore. Because even the coons and the house Negroes and the house niggas have started taking out and killing the white man. The last thing I want to say is this.
Can I say something before I go?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, brother.
I was saying the last thing I want to say is this, is that you see all these armies finally rising now. It's not that they're finally rising. They've always been there. But now that they know the time is right, they're standing up like Jehoshaphat was, ready for the power of God. They're standing up like Gideon was, ready for God's power. They're standing up like David was, ready for God's power, ready to slay the giant. When that man in Louisiana chopped off the head of the landlord owner because he didn't want to be on the streets anymore, he got rid of his problem. He said, if I chop his head off, I won't have any more problem from him. And the minute you have enough black people to start thinking that way, then they won't even be able to put you out of your problem. They can't. There's no way for them to concentrate on every black man or many black men and black women that decide to act a fool. They can't protect their communities and come out toward us too. They can't do it. No way.
Bakari, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
I want to say one more thing. I want to touch on something he said before I go.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right, brother. I agree with most of what you said, but I'm still like, when you say if the child got a spot of black blood, it's black. No, that child is mixed. You can't teach no child is black and he got a non-black parent. The child gonna grow up really confused, like how am I black and my mama white, or how am I black and my daddy Korean? The child is mixed. We just got to be honest about that.
I agree.
The child can be raised to relate to its black side, but the child.
I agree. You've had. Have you read?
Now watch this. Now have me a couple of now I understand what you say when you say raise them a certain way, because they can be raised to relate to their black side. But now when you say when we were talking, when I was saying how we need to get past our differences, I wasn't saying everybody. I know all black people ain't gonna come fight with us, but we need all of us that want to fight. And all of us we don't need every black person.
Yes.
We don't need every black person.
You're right.
We just need everyone that wants to fight.
Yes, I agree.
That want to play their part.
That's right.
You need fighters, you need medics, you need everything that's gonna make us, that's gonna help us achieve liberation.
Well, my point is this.
So,
Yeah, and I agree.
Somebody might want to call in to your show.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Thanks for the call.
Thank you for letting me talk. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Mindfully, I'm in.
Yes, sir.
All righty, now. It was a good show once again. It's a good show.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. Always, dog.
All right, peace.
All right, bro. Brother Maurice, you got something to say?
Oh, yes, I just wanted to say, I know the brother is, I hope he's still listening, even though he's not on. The thing I wanted to say is that when we have these children, those that are misguided, that marry within the white race, which is a sin against them. It's a sin against them. It's a sin against black folks. But you need to take that child out of the white environment and raise them black, because even you have to understand this. The power of our culture is strong that you even got white folks who want to be black, So here's the thing. You take that child out of that environment and teach them and disinfect them, and use that as a tool. Because the last time I checked, they're killing mulatto kids too. They're killing them too. And the white man, he has enough sense to know that if they got a drop of our blood in them, that they can be reached. So for that reason, they used to send them to Europe. If you recall, if you study history, they would send them to Europe to not let them have anything to do with their black family. But the minute that they got in touch with the black family, they learned better, and they proved themselves. When you read the true history of the Chronicles of Nat Turner, J.E. Rogers. If you read other histories of what they call breaking out, you'll find out that the mulattoes went in once they were in touch with their history, and they killed the slave master, and many of them killed their own parents. And they understood exactly what was going on. Thomas Jefferson had a lot of threats against his life from his own kids, because they felt that they needed to get rid of him. This is stuff that they won't tell you. You have to research and find this. And there was hell on the plantation to be given. So once these devils are created, they have devil and they have saint. So you have to get the rest of the devil out of them and let them know that the only way that you can free yourself is to kill the culprit. You got to kill the culprit. And white folks are deadly anyway. The fact that he has white blood in him already means that he'll kill without consequence.
Yeah, Brother Maurice Muhammad.
Yes, sir. I do. I wanted to say a few things on what Brother Bakari talked about. One, we're already an international people.
That's right.
Right? We're already an international people, we got to already understand that. And then also, because I know the enemy watch our videos, and then they go back if they find the littlest thing that we may have said that was a misspeak or quoted something incorrectly, and they'll jump on it and try to make it bigger than what it actually is. Right. So I want to correct that on Kwame Ture. He didn't live that long. He died at 57 from cancer.
Yes, he did.
Yes, and so
which they gave him.
Exactly, which they gave him.
They gave him.
When we're talking about how we achieve liberation, now we're talking strategy.
Yes.
Right? We're talking strategy. We're talking about military maneuvers. And when we see, since he talked about the NFAC and what they did in Louisiana and what they did in Georgia, all right, we got to understand strategy.
Yes.
Now, me personally, I disagree with both. I didn't think that was a wise thing to just show up in Georgia for your people to get their tags and all this information. You showing your hand unnecessarily,
right?
Because we're understanding that we're generals. So generals, we got to think. We can't think like private soldiers.
That's right.
Emotional. We got to be thinkers. So we don't bring out our force for what? To be seen? This ain't no goddamn show and tell.
That's right.
We talking about killing. We talking about making a statement. Then we don't bring out what we got until it's time to act.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
Because we don't give the enemy that kind of vision of what we're really dealing with.
Yes.
Because if you give them the upper hand, they damn sure gonna take it.
Oh yeah.
They damn sure gonna take it, and it's gonna work against you. So there's strategy differences that we have. The overall thing of we gonna fight, you damn right.
Yes.
But I want to make sure when it's time for you to get healed and you got to go to a hospital, you ain't going to no cracker hospital.
That's right. Going to the devil.
Exactly. We don't want you to do that. So that's why it's important that we take land.
That's right.
That's why my organization, we taking cities.
That's right.
We taking cities. So
That's
when y'all do y'all thing and you need a hospital to go to, because you go to the cracker hospital, you done.
That's right. It's going to kill you.
It is over.
Yes,
right
sir.
then and there. So you got to have supplies. I mean, when you fighting a war, you got to have some shit already, and you can't be trying to figure it out.
Medical staff.
You can't be figuring out on the. You got to have certain things squared away. If we go back in our past and Mount Bayou, Mississippi.
Oh yes,
Mount Bayou, Mississippi. If you can be fighting a cracker anywhere, and they coming to kill you. If you can make it to Mount Bayou, you done made it to safety.
You're safe.
You're safe.
Right. That's right. Fannie Lou Hamer.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So you got to have these things already.
Yes.
So when you make strategic moves. So what I'm telling our family is that we have to be strategic.
That's right.
We have to be smart.
That's right.
We have to fight this as a guerrilla war.
Yes.
Not toe to toe, this to this. No, we got to be able to stick and move.
That's right.
We got to be
right man his way.
Because it is this is not about we want to see how many people can run out there and let the cracker kill you.
Yes, sir.
That's not what this type of thing is about.
Oh
right?
my.
No dead soldiers ever won any war. Right? So we gotta use this military mind
yes, sir.
that we have.
Yes, sir.
And use it to our best ability. I mean, just think about it. We know our brother in Louisiana, he had his piece, right?
Yeah, he did.
And he shot one shot.
Yeah, he did.
And he said he shot it towards the ground.
Yeah.
Now I listened to his interview.
Right.
And he was like, the walls were shaking. And he said, and I don't know what was going on. And I was afraid. So I took my gun, which I legally have the right.
Yeah.
Aim it to the floor just one time.
Yeah.
Right? See, our people, let's keep it 100. Our people don't have a problem shooting other black people.
That's right.
They got a problem shooting a cracker.
That's psychological content.
Exactly. And they got a problem shooting that cracker that's in a blue uniform.
Yes, right? They do.
So we got to get our people over that hump.
Yes, sir.
So it's still some work that we need to do. It's things we need to be doing simultaneously.
Much.
Right? Because the cracker system works 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yes, it does.
So there's things we got to be doing simultaneously to move smartly.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to go out here and die, get killed, and say, I gave my life fighting the cracker. No, I want you to go out here and kill these crackers, and you make it back to safety.
Yes.
Right? That's how we want to be.
Yes.
So we got to make sure we get things in play. We got to strategize and move properly so we can stick and move. Because we are the original generals. We are the original warriors. Let's fight to win and not just fight to die.
That's right. All praises be to Allah. Brother, I just get so excited when I hear you speak, brother. I see the most honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad all over you. Our ancestors just descending upon you as the dove did Black Jesus. It's wonderful, brother. It's wonderful because we know we are not afraid, and we know that, see, our purpose is to deliver this world. That's our purpose. We are raised to deliver this world. You go into battle and you just showed the man everything you got. You just spent your last dime traveling on a bus that's got to be filled at this man's gas station. Before you leave there, you know you done bought food that from that devil's store. Before you left, you didn't go to no farm and get your food. You bought your food from that devil's store. Bought your ammo from his store. Got your weapons, which I'm mesmerized about how they can allow that many black men to carry a weapon with police protection and some kind of understanding. Now, I know that they're outnumbered now, but you got to question certain things. But I'm not going to touch that. But after you done spent all this money, you done got up there. And you got up there some way. Who's protecting your bus? Who's protecting your equipment? Who's running your J6 for your weapon? Who's pulling hours of duty concerning your bivouac? And all of those things. I say that because I learned it the hard way. I was a careerist military man. I was a careerist from a specialist of surgery all the way up. Complete combat missions. And I'm talking about Bureau of Medicine and Surgery. We have medicine specialists that are with us, surgery specialists that are with us, trained in the arts of natural science and surgery. Using what you got to have those things when you're at war. But you dropping in the middle of enemy territory trying to fight him his way with his rules. You fighting the white man on his turf with his rules. You can't win like that. But if you got in those cities and spread it out and put some communities under hostage and just took a few of your troops to do that, spread a few of them out the other places, and then took two elements and went over to the other area you in so that the news could see you in all of those places, and then you did the same thing in another state at the same time with cooperation. Now you're talking about strategy. Because if you do that, then some others are going to want to join in other states just by seeing what you've done and raise up armies with the same formation in those states. At that point, you let him know that if any danger come to you on that front line, that in the back line, the garrisons and his places, that there's enough danger that's going to come to him too. And at that point, you'll make him shit on himself, or you'll start a conversation. Either way, he's shitting from his mouth or from his ass. Either way. So this is what we got to understand. You see, that's what we have to understand. We have powerful groups. You have the New Black Militia only stick their heads out when times are needed. That's the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad. You have the Shadow African Secret Service created by the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad, which is also in every 50 states, including Israel, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico. Then you have the African American Defense League, which is also in 53 states. Spread it around, we'll act, we'll move, and you search the history of those and you'll find out that it's true. You have many other black organizations, Black Panther Party, New Black Panther Party, many others, that the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad planted the seeds of all of them, and I can tell you at least 133 organizations that we can put to his credit, and this is no lie. He purposely created the captains for those organizations, and their purpose was to create the organization, and they did such. So the New Black Panther Party, which is in every state, was also a decoy while he was building these other organizations. The devil didn't even know it until he felt the fire on his behind. And after that, they tried to censor him. Matter of fact, they did in the House of Representatives and the Senate, which didn't stop him because he continued to move. So it's about strategy. We've got to have strategy. We've got to move with some common sense and not let people see you act a fool. Talk about hurting black people who don't agree with you. Seeing you act a fool, brother. This is what this brother did in live media. Talk black people that didn't agree with him, it was against him, and he was going to deal with them first. Just because a brother don't agree with you don't mean he's against you.
That's right.
We got to be wise. There are many right answers to this equation. But we've got to be mathematical enough to see that you can work a fraction problem out and get 21 different answers, and all of them are right. The only reason the white man said you got one answer is because it's the only answer that he has.
Mm-hmm.
But he used our term, e pluribus unum, because we are many, out of one come many. That's us.
That's
Talk
right.
about black folks. He got that from Africa.
That's right.
So the minute you get one to stand, we can ignite. And that's why our forefathers told us one will pull 1,000 to flight, 2, 10,000.
That's right.
See? So we've got to imagine if you get 3 together. The minute you get 5 together, that devil, he'll shoot himself and his family. Just not to deal with you. And we've got to get wise. We've got to understand. When a white man look at us and he said they're violent, they're evil, they're hateful, well, he's the most hateful beast in the world. He's killed populations. Every place he's went have wiped out complete population and races of people, like Tasmania, like Iceland. He even killed his own people in the Arctics. He even killed his own people. That's how the Vikings ceased to be. The white man killed them, and some scholars said he even roasted them and ate their flesh, the raw meat. And that was the end of the Neanderthal. So you're looking at a man that when they came to Jonestown, he ate his black slaves and began to eat one another. That's a part of history. That's a part of history. In Jamestown, North Carolina, the white man ate black people like they were groceries. He ate them like they were roasted beef. Ate them and ate his own people to survive throughout the winter. The Indian tried to civilize them. The ancestors of the Indian told him to get away from that man because they knew about him. That wasn't his first trip there. He had over 100 trips to this new land trying to survive. But he wasn't smart enough to learn regular agriculture science. So if he ain't smart enough to learn that, and he's only been farming for the last 93 years, you got the advantage because you know the land. You can adapt to the land. You can adapt to heat. You can adapt to cold climate. You're good at guerrilla warfare. You can sleep in mud. You've done it. Then you learn this devil's tactics in his own military.
That's right.
How the hell are you afraid to win? The most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad said the time will come that if we will fight, we will win.
That's
the honorable
right.
Minister Louis Farrakhan said during the time Ferguson was going on that if we will fight, we will literally win in one state that was taken over in Ferguson. All of America could have been wiped out right then if the black man decided to fight. Right now, today, we can slaughter the white man around the world if the black man will fight. Not all. We don't need all. Jesus took 12 disciples. Remember this. This is how powerful a black man is. And all of them carried daggers. Don't let the Bible lie to you. The white man's Bible will try to lie to you. All of them took daggers and clubs with them, and they were fighting people. Jesus was friends with Barabbas, which is the son of Abbas, the same one they said, give us Barabbas or crucify Jesus. The only difference in Jesus is that he said we have war with those that we have war with. We're at peace with those we're at peace with. Now, your enemy, you're at war with him. around the world. You won't kill your own people. That's what Jesus was saying. But you will kill that devil. So we've got to learn how to kill our enemy and stop waiting and looking for avenues to argue with one another, which keeps us away from the duty that we have to free our people and kill this enemy. I want to say this one thing to yield it over. Ice Cube, right now, he's a man with money. He's a man that knows the streets. He knows from the bottom to the top. And Tyler Perry, right now, is on the side of fighters and black people who want to liberate and come out right now. It's gotten so bad that even the coon TD Jakes, even that is cool. And you know he's a coon, Brother Maurice.
Yes, sir.
You know that's a coon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he sit down and would drink the white man's shit from a shit smoothie. And that tells you how coonish he is. But even that demon is out now trying to stand up, talking about what he sees is surprising him. No, you've seen it the entire time. But now that you see your people are ready to stand and you about to lose a lot of members, you want to try to get ahead of this. But see, it's going to be some coons we're going to have to kill too. That's some right. Black jigaboo preachers going to have to be killed.
That's right.
Some coons that are married in this white man's world and is sponsoring him and would kill you. These coons going to have to be killed. Coons like Ben, Uncle Ben. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And Candace. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They going to have to go, brother.
Most definitely.
People like them are going to have to go. Mm-hmm. See, Ben Carson is a coon from way back. And then we got a new Aunt Jemima. Candace Owens is a new Aunt Jemima. And she got to go too, brother.
Yes.
People like that has got to go.
Yeah, definitely. Our brothers on, man. We've been here for like 2 hours, so I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But you know, real quick though, Time to Work wanted me to ask y'all thoughts on the NFAC and Grandmaster Jay. What y'all got any thoughts on any of those?
Oh yeah, brother, you want to go first? You want to go because I got some stuff to say.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yes, sir.
You know, I like the idea. I am a proponent of us to have our militia. Okay, but I'm a strategy type of man. So I'm all for the militia, but you know we got to move it with strategy. We got to move with wisdom. Yeah. Grandmaster Jay, I'm not a fan of him at all. You know, when you make a video and say that people who disagree with you are worse than coons,
right?
And that you're going to kill them. I got a problem with that.
Yes.
And you know, I voiced my problem with that on video. I don't believe in that. You ain't killed the cracker yet.
Yeah.
But you threaten to kill black people who don't see things the way that you see them.
Right.
That's a problem. So no, I don't like that, and I've sent communication to him to let him know that I'm not no man that's, you know, one face this way and won't say it to a person's face. You know, I keep it 100 like that because I owe you, my people, that, and I owe him that. Right? Because we have to do it our way, which is the right way. And I'll rest my mic and let my brother go ahead and take it.
Brother, I sure appreciate that for the tag team because we love our brother. Yeah, we don't have any hate for him, and we feel like his heart is in the right place. If he's doing it without any assistance from the federal government or the COINTELPRO, my ass off to him. But I tell you, if the African American Defense League had stood up and wanted to march, brother, you would have had troopers from the entry of the state all the way to the exit. That's a fact. Because they know we mean business. Now, here's the thing. Why haven't the brother reached out because we've been trying to reach out to him and try to tell him, say, look, brother, you got to muzzle that horn you got on your face. That's the first thing. And start talking to people like they're damn fools. You're dealing with grown men and women that deserve respect.
That's right.
See, when you got these kind of shows going on, it make me wonder. I have to be curious and cautious. Have to be curious and cautious. Now, I know the brother, and I think he got a good heart, but you're making costless mistakes. Because here's the thing. These are costly because the white man is becoming gun all of y'all down. Now we done lost a good man. And I believe he's a good man. But we have to check everything. With Muslims, we got to check everything. And when you got white police officers helping you march through an area, ain't giving you no hell, and black folks are being killed for carrying weapons, and we see him escorting you through the gates, I don't care what place you're in, Georgia or Kentucky, whatever, brother, that's when the radars come up there and turn the rays up on my head. And I'm a very unhappy satellite at that point. I don't understand that. Now, I'm not saying the brother is not real. Maybe he had got with a good officer on that day, a white man that decided to really do his job. But I tell you, I ain't met one of them yet. I haven't met one yet, so he has, and he's fortunate. But it just sent up red flags. It sent up red flags. You the lone wolf, and you can march and say and do all of this stuff, and then I'm like, how are you getting your finances? Black folks are not working, and maybe you got a great contributor, and these are things that can be answered. I don't know, but you traveling with that many people. If you're not carpooling, you gotta have about 2 or 3 big size buses. Now, unless this brother is a millionaire, he may be. But it's some things that need to be answered. And if those are resources, and he want a real war, and he want to stop playing, there's those of us that are ready to die and will kill for freedom. We'll do it, and we'll make sure that our troops and soldiers have medicine, trained medical assistants, trained surgeons. So we have that. Why? Because many of us are in the military and have been in the military, and we ain't got it. Bottom line, we fought in that man's war. We fought in his war. We took lives in his war. Now we're ready to save our own lives and take his life if necessary. So that's what we're talking about. It ain't no job. This is real life. These are people's lives. This is real business. We want out of this Babylon. We want off this plantation, and we gonna get on. But if we gotta go, we taking 1,000 of them with us per black man that fall. And that's a fact, Jack. That is a fact. So with that, brother, I yield, and excuse me for getting so excited, but you picked the subject. You picked it. So
it's all good. Yeah, that's why I want y'all brothers to come on here. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely a good show. Y'all brothers brought a lot of knowledge and stuff tonight, man. I appreciate all y'all got to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you came on here. I'm glad my brother Maurice Muhammad came on here always. And,
yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we have to start understanding, the art of war and all of that. Europeans or white people didn't just come over or come to us with guns. They came trying to be friends. They came trying to shake our hands with a smile.
Yeah.
It wasn't savages. We gotta understand that they've always used the pretending to be your friend to get
to
their circle and to destroy you. So we have to be very careful about backing all of these white funded groups and all of these so-called white allies, because at the end of the day, it's been said time and time again from so many ancestors, like, we have no friends. And I don't know how many bodies it's going to take for us to learn that lesson, but at the end of the day, until we learn that lesson, then the same thing is going to keep happening. And brother was talking about us being outpowered, and it's not always about that, because when you look at the wars, you just got to look at the successful wars, right? They never.
There you go, brother.
wars. And it's not like they went head up. Most of the time they used nature. They used what was around them. They used surprise.
That's right.
They didn't go head up with them. They poisoned them, or they just attacked them by surprise. And most
Yeah.
they could not handle that, And like the brother was saying, like they were like being cannibals when how many colonies when they first came to America was destroyed, but they was they was eating each other, and the native people was like, yo, it's berries and fish and everything, y'all sitting here eating each other,
Oh yeah.
they had to be saved, and we keep making the same mistake of saving them,
That's right. That's right.
and that's why they look at us on some, like as long as we hold this, we need a white ally, and really that's nothing but us speaking from a point of weakness. We have to have the strength and the confidence in each other to know that we don't need anybody else to, save us.
That's right.
We just got to understand the power that we do have, right? And we got to use strategy. And the point,
That's right.
everybody's saying you got to do what you got to do, but the point is to limit the amount of casualties we had. We had
Exactly.
people that have died in vain, and we can't let it be in vain. That's the whole point. So much blood has been shed throughout history. We cannot continue to take people, take our lives, and they see
Right.
it but politics. To them, our lives are politics. They're talking about, which candidate is going to change our circumstances. So, we have to understand our circumstances aren't going to change
That's
until
right.
we, the people, change them ourselves. And, that starts with getting back in control of our children's mind, because they understood controlling your kid's mind, then
Yeah.
it's easier to, make a slave out of a kid than somebody who has known freedom. So,
That's right.
they keep your mind in chain. They tell you what they want to tell you, like study people like, I always talk about the brother Madison Washington, and I got to bring him up because they rarely talk about it. But this brother freed 140 some people the same year as Amistad, but they make a movie about that. But this brother on his own freed all of these people and sailed them to Africa to freedom, right? But they don't talk about that because he was successful, and there's plenty of success stories, and we have to understand right now we are in a position where we can do whatever we want to do. We can build whatever we want to build. We can have whatever government we want to have. We can call it whatever we want to call ourselves. But first, we can't let outsiders come in and tell us who our leaders are, what we should say, what we should feel, how we should think, and like they do to Nick Cannon, they make him apologize. And that's why certain leaders have to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because now, Nick Cannon apologizing, they're just going to keep using that same tactic over and over.
That's right.
That don't work with certain people, and they understand that. But that's why they know who to, put in those positions, because, to me, that doesn't mean anything. You got to speak the truth, So it is what it is. But I'm gonna let y'all brothers close out. Already getting kind of late, so y'all can take as long as y'all want to say whatever y'all want to say, but yeah, y'all can go ahead and close out.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm not going to be that long. I just want to thank you, dear brother, for having us on the program. I want to thank Brother Minister for availing us of himself to come on the program as well, to be with his brothers, because we have to get to know each other and be able to serve with each other and reach our people together, reach our people together. I want you to remember, he who gives you the diameter of your knowledge prescribes for you the circumference of your activity. Okay. And basically, you let the cracker teach you.
That's right.
Then he will only allow you to operate in a certain area and not to exceed that. So we have to be able to teach ourselves what's right, and that is giving ourselves that straight up knowledge of self, so that you'll understand that you're not his nigga.
That's right.
You're not his servant.
That's right.
You are here to run this thing.
That's right.
Run the whole world. Look here. When the Savior came and he said to you, you are free. And he not only said that you are free, he gave you the deed.
Yes, he did.
To the land.
Yes, he did.
He taught you how much land belongs to you.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, he did.
Knowing that land belongs to you, the righteous.
Yes.
Don't you let this weak devil
That's right.
live and run things on your land.
Yeah.
You're always prepared
Yeah.
to take the land back.
Yes.
And so if you keep up and you follow, you will see us because we're doing exactly that. We're taking the land right back. We're taking it. And we're out here working for you.
Yes.
For you. And you ain't even asked us. But because we love.
That's right.
We out here working for you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna rest my mic. Thank you, family, for showing us your love, for having patience with us, knowing that we both, me and my brother, we can get long-winded sometimes. I think I got him beat probably. But it's all good. It's all love.
My brother.
Sir?
Say your channel too.
Oh, yes. Our channel that we have up is Maurice Muhammad _2. This is our 5th channel. We done lost 5 channels within 2-year time period. That's how this YouTube, they just keep on snatching our channels, but we keep on coming back. So
that's right.
Maurice Muhammad _2. We're there, and we love y'all. We love y'all because if it wasn't for no you, it wouldn't be no us.
That's right.
We love you.
All praises be to Allah.
To you, big brother.
All praises be to Allah. I'm just so thankful, brother. Again, and you going through the fire, brother. That's all. This devil, when he gave us YouTube, he thought he'd be able to spy on us, but here we are spying on him. He thought he'd be able to put words in our mouth, but here we are putting words in his face. So that devil, he may work. He has a plan, but Allah is the best of planners. And Allah, we do it because Allah said, raise another channel. He killed that one, raise another one up, because with every channel that's raised, the soul of black folks are being raised. And soldiers are being sent to the field to fight in this battle. And we're in God's army. We're in God's army. And so that's the thing that I have to say is that, brother, we're in God's army. And the fact of the matter is that understanding where we are not, this land is earned by us.
Yes.
It's not our home, but we own it.
Yes.
It is our kingdom. That's why it can't be our home, because the home is too small.
Come on now.
Kingdom means it encompasses all things. Yeah. And that man even runs under the waters. That was not sent to drown us, but to baptize us in holy power. That when we meet this devil, this dumb devil, who's controlled by a wise Satan, that we will overcome him.
That's right.
And our Almighty Allah God will overcome that devil.
Yes.
We will see in that day our brother Jesus standing with us, and things that we have not known or seen clearly. That day we will know all things. So that's the reason we're so happy and encouraged, and that's the reason we can't hardly shut up.
Come on now.
It's time to go, and I'm gonna put a clamp on it, brother. But I sure thank you, and we want you to continue to stand up and continue to fight, and let the brothers and sisters know that if you're looking to join an army and you're looking for a garrison, there's a city being built. There's a holy Jerusalem coming up in Mississippi.
That's right.
But there's a holy people that are ready to fight God's army and God's saints. And we have weapons of every nature, but the most powerful weapon we have is our God going before us that already told us the victory is ours.
Yes.
This dumb, evil, demonic Satan is already dead. The worms have already covered him and consumed his body in place. And lo, we looked and couldn't even see him anymore.
That's right. That's right.
I appreciate y'all brothers, man, for real. Thank y'all for coming through. You know, I appreciate everybody in the chat, and before, I always like to say at least one thing. So, if we want to get get out of this position, it starts with economics, and something we can do right now is we can nominate
yes.
most successful black business people, and we can go out and elect the president. We can go out and elect our own leaders and form
Yes.
councils strictly to fund and help grow black businesses, and then we can all contribute, although we got to make sure that they stay transparent, they do what they say they're going to do, because a lot of these organizations get infiltrated.
Yes.
But we can all send money, whether it be $1, $100, $1 million, whatever you got, and they'll put black businesses in our community, and we can support them in return. They'll hire us. It's just things like that we can do right now. We don't even have to wait. So we have to start having confidence in each other, in ourselves, and it starts with like self-love and being on the same page. That's why I think these two brothers right here, y'all dropping a lot of knowledge, and I appreciate everybody in the chat room. And man, it's crazy what they doing to your channel, brother Maurice. They try to silence us all the time, but they can't stop the movement. And I see it as an honor, like that they want to even try to stop little old me. So, it's a good thing. That means that we're on the right track. But at the end of the day,
right.
Really stop us. You know what I'm saying? This is just one form. We need to start, making our own platform so they cannot silence us. This is just a bridge to meet and each other and get on the same page. But I want to thank everybody who came through in the chat room, brother Bakari, for calling in. Man, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Like, we're gonna be back soon. Make sure y'all subscribe to the backup channel. I can't really put my videos on this channel no more. They're gonna take it down all the way. So, make sure y'all subscribe. It's in the description. The Forecast Radio, and they watching this, so it's all good. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or keep falling for anything.
That's right.